Oh yeah, it's working. This is our allotment. Susan's busily weeding the neighbour's potatoes at the moment. She's so good, you wouldn't believe it. Next to the potatoes, we got Kev's onions, doing very well. Then we've got my sweet corn, or our sweet corn. Then we've got our strawberries we inherited from the last occupant, which are producing us lots of lovely strawberries. Then we got various rows of potatoes, main crop and second earlies. Moving along, we have dwarf green beans and runner beans. 30 plants in all. And I put some Swedes down the middle. I don't know what good that will do. Here we have 4 rows of vegetables. Spinach, beetroots, carrots and Chinese carrots even. Moving on, we have 2 rows of early potatoes. And then we have our raspberries, which were also inherited from the previous occupant. And in between the potatoes and the raspberries, I've got Swedes. And further along, we have 4 rows of onions, growing very nicely. And then we move on to soft fruit, gooseberries, black currants, red currants and blueberries. And down here we have Susan's Chinese soya beans, which is a bit of an experiment but seems to be working very well. Then we have little gem lettuces and radish. Then a couple of rows of spring onions that aren't doing a lot yet. Then we've got 5 butternut squash plants, and in the middle some asparagus for next year. Then we have more soya beans of a different type and rhubarb. This is a crown we planted and it seems to be producing lots of fruit at the moment, but we're not going to pick any till next year. Lots of soya beans, and here's another type of soya beans. Susan seems to think soya beans are the main thing. Potatoes, and then we go on to 4 more rows of stuff. We got pok choy, Chinese long vegetable, Chinese purple vegetable and Chinese lettuce. Then we have Chinese silk melon, which when it's overripe turns into loofah, which you can wash your back with and the rest of your body. And here we have more soya beans and broad beans. Lots of broad beans. Beans are growing nicely on them now. And then we're back to our potatoes and our strawberries again from the other side. And back to our sweet corn, which I've planted in a row and I'm told is wrong. But we get there. And then we've got Susan again, still weeding Kevin's potatoes. And then if I turn round, we've got lots of disused allotment plots. People have paid the money for them and just aren't doing anything with them, which is a bit naughty.